$49 a month. That's what a plumber pays a robot. For $49, something picks up the phone every time at 2 in the morning on a Sunday, while the plumber's flat on his back under your sink with both hands full of water. Picture the van. Phone face up on the dash, screen lit, ringing, nobody in the seat. The plumber's 40 feet away in somebody's basement, and that basement is filling up. By the end, you'll know what the robot costs, who's getting rich off it, and the one number this whole industry refuses to publish. Start with what one call is worth. Home Advisor's own cost guide puts the average plumbing job at about $340. Most land between $180 and $500. So do the sum. $49 a month is $588 a year. That's less than 2 average jobs. 2. If it saves you 2 jobs a year, it's paid for itself. Everything after that is yours. That's the pitch, and the arithmetic holds. So who was answering the phone before? Not a receptionist. A one-van outfit doesn't have one of those. It was a wife, a husband, a kid doing homework at the kitchen table, a brother between shifts, or nobody at all and a beeping machine in the hall. None of those people were on a payroll, no job title, no wage, no hours anybody counted. The work was real, it was also invisible, and it was free. That's the swap nobody put in a headline. The robot didn't take a job, it took a favor. And a favor still costs something. It's just paid in a different currency. Dinner going cold, a voice getting short, a kid learning to say he's on a job, can he call you back? $49 a month buys that evening back. Put like that, it's cheap. But that's not how it gets sold to you. It gets sold with fear, and the fear has a number. 62%. 62% of calls to small businesses go unanswered. You'll find that line on hundreds of sales pages. It is the beating heart of this entire industry. So we went looking for where it came from. It's real. It's just very old and very small. It traces back to a firm called 411 Locals. January 2016. They watched 85 small businesses for 30 days. 85. Spread over 58 different trades. That's maybe 1 plumber, maybe 2. And 411 Locals sold search marketing, so a frightening number about missed calls was very good for business. That number is 10 years old. It was never a study of plumbers. And today it sits on the front page of companies worth $1 billion. Be fair to them, though. The problem underneath it is real. A plumber elbow deep in a cistern genuinely cannot answer a phone, but the number doing the selling isn't evidence. It's a slogan. Here's a firmer one. ServiceTitan, which runs the software a lot of these companies bill through, put the booking rate on inbound trade calls at 42% in 2022. Plumbing came in at 43%. Which means an answered call is worth real money and a wrung-out one is worth nothing. You don't need a scary percentage to see that. You just need a phone that keeps ringing. So follow the money, not the plumber's money, the other money. In April, a company called Avoca said it had raised more than $125 million. The valuation attached to it was $1 billion. What does Avoca do? It answers phones for home service firms. Plumbing, heating, electrical, that's the product picking up. The money came from Meritech and General Catalyst. Kleiner Perkins led the round before that. Amplify Partners and Y Combinator are in there too. These are not small names. It isn't the only one. Slang has pulled in $68 million doing the same trick for restaurants. $20 million led by Homebrew, then $36 million led by U.S. venture partners. Read that again. Somebody put $1 billion price tag on answering the phone. The most boring task in the trade just became the most valuable thing in the room. And it works because the maths runs their way. A plumbing job is worth a few $100s. Software that catches one extra job a month sells itself forever to everyone. So what does it cost? All of it is public. Anyone can go and read the prices. Rosie charges $49 a month for 250 minutes. 149 buys 1,000 minutes. 299 buys 2,000. Goodcall starts at $79 a month per agent and leaves the minutes unlimited. It charges by how many different customers ring you instead. Now put a human next to that. Ruby is a live answering service. Real people around the clock. $250 a month. That buys you 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Work that out per minute, and the humans cost $5 a minute. The robot, at $49 for 250 minutes, costs about 20 cents. $5 against 20 cents. 25 times cheaper. That isn't a close call. That's a landslide, and it's why the kitchen table lost. There's a rung in between. Smith.ai charges $300 a month for 30 calls, answered properly by trained people. That's $10 a call. $10 a call against an average job worth about $340. One booked job in 34 pays for the entire month. Now you can see why this industry exists. Which brings us to the part everyone gets wrong. The robot isn't coming for the plumber. Look at the government's own count. In May 2025, the Bureau of Labor Statistics counted 465,000 plumbers and pipe fitters working in America. Their middle wage is $63,800 a year, $30.67 an hour. The top 10% clear $108,000. And the Bureau expects about 44,000 openings a year, every year, out to 2034. Mostly because the people doing it now are retiring. That is not a trade being eaten by machines. That's a trade that can't find enough hands. The shortage isn't work, it's people. So the story you've been told about robots and jobs runs backwards here. In the offices, software replaced people who were being paid. In the trade, it replaced somebody who wasn't. One ask before the last bit. This channel's new. Weird Money is about where the money in ordinary trades actually comes from. Subscribe and the next one finds you. Now the honest part, and it's a lot less fun than the pitch. Nobody publishes how many calls these robots actually turn into booked jobs. Not Avoca, not Rosie. Not one of them puts a real conversion rate on a page you can go and check. You'll find case studies. One shop, one good month, one figure with no method behind it. That isn't evidence either. That's marketing in a lab coat. So there are two numbers in this story. One is public and checkable, and it's the price. The other one decides whether the price is worth paying, and it doesn't exist. What we do know is small and solid. A plumbing job is worth a few $100s. The robot costs $49. That gap is so wide that even a bad robot probably wins. But notice what got sold on the way, not the plumber's job. The plumber's job is fine. The government's own count says so. What got sold was the kitchen table, the wife who answered, the kid who took the message, the unpaid shift nobody ever gave a name to, quietly bought out for $49 a month. And that's the strange bit. The robot didn't take a job, it handed one back. Last time, two brothers hauling other people's rubbish turned $4,000 into $3 million. That one's on the channel now.